Hello and happy fall. Today we are going to be styling 10 fall outfit recipes. These are go-to outfit ideas for maybe when you don't know what to wear. I'm going to share 10 outfit combination ideas that I would wear, restyle, modify, and basically wear on repeat throughout the season. Last year I actually did this video, I called it an outfit formula, but I realized formula sounds too prescriptive, and I like recipe because a recipe you can always tweak and modify to your own taste. I also want to mention that I did start filming a 2023 fall fashion trends video. I make this video every year. It's based on runway trends that we find at the thrift store, but I'm kind of struggling with it. And I think part of me is just not super inspired by runway trends right now. I feel like they're all over the place. And I also sort of am a little annoyed by like how much trends are trying to change when really you could be shopping your own closet. So that video is typically pretty popular on this channel. So if you were looking for that video, please let me know in the comments. I definitely could reapproach that video when maybe I have a little bit less of a bad attitude. For now, I did want to share the 10 fall outfit recipes because I think this is a great way to get inspired with some new ideas while still shopping your own closet, and is actually more practical than runway trends can be because these are pieces that you're likely to already have. They're ones that you're likely to wear, and it's things that you know you love and look good in. I also want to share some ideas for how you could get inspired to make your own outfit recipes. My first suggestion is to just go into your own closet, pull out some pieces that you like to wear regularly and maybe you have multiple different versions of, and style those up into a go-to outfit combination that works for you. Another approach is to think about activities that you're going to be doing on the regular throughout the season and then style up a go-to look for that occasion. So that way every time you go to do your grocery shopping, you've got a go-to look that you can pull. Of course, I love Pinterest. I'm on there almost every single day, and sometimes I will look for an image that really inspires me and also reflects pieces that I already have in my own closet that I think I can pull off. And my last suggestion is for those who maybe are a little more IRL inclined, and that is to go window shopping. Maybe take a friend to the local mall, wander around to some stores, and get inspired by what you're seeing on the racks and on the mannequins from what you already have in your own closet. And I'll be sharing more tips as we go. So let's just get into it. I'm going to style up 10 fall outfit recipes.
Recipe number 1 is a turtleneck with a blazer and then classic denim and loafers. I'm going to start by tucking in that turtleneck underneath a blazer, and I really like how this looks with a classic pair of straight leg medium wash Levi's, but any jeans would work. I fortunately have multiple different loafers to play with this season and keep on rotation. And now let's talk accessories. I think a belt makes this look a bit polished, and I love adding a brooch to my blazer for a little personality. So already this look feels to me like classically fall, Ralph Lauren, academia, equestrian, but I'm also specifically inspired by this Pinterest image. I love how she has the blazer sleeves rolled up and that kind of slouchy beret situation. So I'm going to pull some berets from my own closet and then tuck my hair up into this like loose bun with some hair wispies coming down. And of course, rolling up the sleeves to give it some extra dimension. I'm going to copy the sunglasses idea and then add a funky bag to really make it my own. So this is the first full complete outfit recipe. It is pretty straightforward again, but I also feel like that would make it simple for most people to recreate from their own closets. And I bet you feel fabulous in this in any given day in the fall. And of course, the best part about the recipes is that they are intended to be reused. So I'm going to show you different styles I created with combinations of turtlenecks and blazers in my own closet. It turns out I have a lot, but that's why I recommend starting in your own closet and using pieces that you may even have multiple versions of. It's an easy way to start creating your recipes. And with this one, you'll see I can create so many different combinations. I can play with pattern mixing and even create different aesthetics with essentially the same outfit. And the accessories keep it always feeling fresh.
The more of these that I style, the more I like this combination. Instead of like getting sick of it, I'm actually enjoying it more and more because of the little variations and just discovering new combos that I like.
And now I just want to show you how I can continue to use the same recipe even if I don't have the exact ingredients. In this case, a sleeveless mock neck, it creates the same effect. A long sleeve with a scoop neck, it's creating the same effect, and actually it's more similar to the original Pinterest image that I had taken inspiration from, and I really like it. It's just giving me even more options from my closet. But by choosing the original recipe, I don't have to overthink what am I going to wear, and instead I put more of my efforts into styling the outfit and finding like fun accessories to give me the final aesthetic that I'm going for. I can tell you I already regret starting with the turtlenecks and hat looks because I have wrecked my hair and makeup for the rest of the video. That's my excuse. It's okay, we'll just touch up and soldier on. Recipe number 2 is a collared dress with a vest and tall boots. So starting with any collared dress, I actually happen to have a nice little collection going of some 60s and 70s dresses with collars that I'm hoping to wear more this season. And I have styled this combination before on Instagram not too long ago, and I loved it, and I think it's worth repeating. All this look needs is a bag and some fall layering. I'm going to be reaching for my trench coats because it's a way to bring in some additional color and keep me nice and warm in the fall weather. So now let's just style some different looks with the same recipe. This was a recipe that I obviously borrowed from my previous self on my Instagram. And I was going to say that is a good way for you to come up with new recipes for yourself. Anytime that you find you really like an outfit combination that you've put together, take photos and save them in an album on your phone or whatever's convenient. And then you've got sort of a reference tool to start building new recipes for yourself when you don't know what to wear. And again, I just wanted to be sure to show you don't have to have the exact pieces to pull off some of these ideas. You can modify this recipe. Here's a dress with a mock neck collar instead of a traditional lapel. And I can even use a sleeveless collarless dress with a vest. In this case, my vest was a little oversized, so I did some styling here with a hair tie to tuck it up and give me the waistline that I want. You can get creative with these and make them work for you. And now let's try a comfy casual look. Recipe number 3 is a raglan t-shirt tucked into trousers with a comfy pair of sneakers. Here's the most basic version in black and white. And my go-to accessory for this look is going to be a pair of suspenders. I've been enjoying playing with this styling lately. I think it's fun and whimsical, a little bit like goofy and slacker vibes at the same time. So a messy ponytail and sneakers seem appropriate to finish the look. And now it's time for the remix, so we can just bring in some color here with different suspenders and colorful sneakers, and of course, swapping out the individual pieces in the recipe too. Initially with this recipe, I was just gonna go with any graphic tee from my closet and it would totally work. But I realized I have a huge graphic tee collection and I thought it was actually helpful to get a little bit more specific with my recipe because it narrowed down my choices. So by saying raglan tee instead of graphic tee, that way I have limited choices and I'm reaching for something a little bit more quickly, spending more of my time and effort on completing the accessories and actually styling the look. So get specific in your recipes where you need to. Now, I did find that it was difficult for me to style my way out of that sort of whimsical aesthetic I was getting from that look. So I wanted to switch things up with a similar recipe that had been suggested by my friend Nikki on Instagram. And that was to pair the graphic tee and trousers with a pair of heeled boots and then accessorize with chunky necklaces. Now, I wanted to style this up kind of how I thought Mickey would, which is keeping things monochrome black and white. And I'm actually totally loving how this is coming together. I'm finally achieving a little bit different aesthetic vibe with this, adding some sort of glam elements. And now I'm inspired to style this with a jacket that I actually purchased from Mickey on her vintage shop on Whatnot, third hand made, and it's incredible. I have been so longing to pull this out of the closet for the season, and it's perfect with this look. Recipe number 4 is just going to pair an all black skirt set with a more bold shacket layer. I was so fortunate to recently thrift this St. John knit skirt set, and let me tell you, I'm ready to wear it on repeat. I love how it looks styled with a more funky shoe and then a bold shacket layer to bring in some statement pieces to an otherwise basic set. Now, as is, the high neckline and the long lines of the pieces I'm wearing make the proportions feel a little bit heavy to me. So I'm actually going to do a bra tuck with the top in order to break up the waistline. Another way to do this, if you don't want to do the crop top, is to add a belt and or a belt bag in this case to give you that waistline. As I'm styling this with other pieces from my closet, I can see how this is a really good way to let some of those statement blouses shine. So this is one way you can build your recipes, is by starting with the basics and then pulling out a statement piece that you really want to make stand out. And of course, I just wanted to show you that you don't have to have the matching set in order for this to work. So I'm going to style it with just a black tank top and black skirt from my closet. Even a black pair of pants works. And the idea is the same because you're just using that basic all black layer to let the statement blouse really pop out. My next recipe is also going to build around basics, but this time with more of a statement accessory. So starting with a base layer of jeans and a t-shirt, adding a blazer, a pair of sneakers, and then the key here is adding the neck scarf. And when I tell you the chokehold that this image on Pinterest has had on me, like I could build my entire personality around this look. But I think the key here is that I found an accessory idea, ran with it, and then used that to build a recipe that I have been loving to wear on repeat. And it's so easy to do and switch up by changing out the neck scarf. I thrift these all the time. You can find different colors and patterns. I'm kind of loving this neutral look, but I do have a collection of scarves, handkerchiefs. It's a fun way to pull those out and get more wear out of them this season. I am obsessed with my suede blazer for this time of year, but I also wanted to show you how this looks with just a standard solid blazer. Up next, we're going to style a button-up with a bold pant and then a pair of heels. So my go-to look for most of this year has been an oversized graphic tee with bold pants and then a pair of sneakers. For two reasons. I could hide my back brace that I've had to wear most of the year, and I could wear these stretchy pants and sneakers to physical therapy. Fortunately, I'm able to change things up at this point and take off the back brace. So we are going to update this look for the fall. Starting with a little bit of an oversized menswear button-up, I thrift these out of the menswear section at the thrift store all the time, and then I love how it looks untucked over a bold pant. I'm going to optimistically put on a pair of heels. Again, I was in sneakers for a lot of the year because of my back, but it adds a little bit of a femme touch, and it's giving Uma Thurman. I'm here for it. My new favorite accessory has been to add a velvet ribbon tied in a little bow, and now it's giving low-key Colonel Sanders, but make it fashion. Also here for that. At this point, I'm trying to decide what type of jacket I would pair with this, and my first option was a no-go. I tried this 70s shearling lined one, and it also felt a little bit too much of a statement and like kind of made this look feel a little bit goofy, so we'll keep styling and see what we can do. There we go. This trench is the clear winner in my mind. And now just showing you another way I wear these velvet ribbons around my neck. And I'm trying to show off the details of this blouse because there's a subtle horse print there. So a little bit of a Western aesthetic going on, sort of an extra crispy version of the original recipe. Let me know what you think about this look and if you are down with KFC core this fall. Let's do some simple fall layering with a sleeveless dress over a mock neck top. This look is definitely very 90s inspired to me, which I love. And here is a specific Pinterest image that I think looks great. So I'm also going to pair mine with some lug sole boots. And for other accessories, I liked these chunky black earrings and then bringing in color and texture with the bag and coat that I paired with it. You might remember I recently thrifted this dress for a beach vacation that I went on, and so pairing it over the mock neck is a great way to get more wear out of some of those seasonal pieces that maybe you loved in the summer. So when you're building your recipes, don't forget to look at some of your favorite spring and summer looks and see how you can just modify those for the season by doing some fun fall layering. And depending on the pieces you have in your closet, this could be a fun way to start pattern mixing and trying out combinations that you never would have thought to put together before. Again, I think that I've found by limiting my options, I'm actually getting more creative with the styling and finding novel combinations, which is making my wardrobe feel fresh for the season. Of course, I didn't have to buy a single new thing. My next look is all about utilizing my knit and wool textures in my closet for the season. Starting with our base layer, we've got a collared knit tucked into a wool skirt. It feels preppy, it feels fall, and I think pairing that with a sneaker keeps things pretty casual. Again, I'm piling on the knit textures by adding a cardigan layer, and this green adds a fun pop of color too. And then I'll just finish the look with a vintage box bag. So I actually created this recipe because when I looked in my closet, I realized I have these wool skirts that I really feel like I only get to wear during the fall season. They just don't quite fit other times of year for me. And so I wanted to be sure to utilize those while I could. And my typical go-to would be to pair them with a graphic tee, but I wanted to approach this like a style challenge by choosing that piece, challenging myself to style it in a new way. I love how I was able to come up with something that feels really fresh and is kind of re-inspiring me to wear these pieces for the fall. Recipe number 9 is going to be a bow blouse paired with a vest and denim flares. I am so excited to style this look. These vintage bow blouses are so much fun, and pairing them with the knit vest is, again, a great way to bring in texture and color, of course, but it also shows off the best feature of the blouse, which is adding that big bow at the neck. The idea for this recipe came from my friend Amy on Instagram. I asked for people's ideas in a poll when she submitted this recipe. I could not stop thinking about it, and I told her that I had to style it for the video. So thank you, Amy. Again, I'm loving how this is an opportunity for pattern mixing, playing with color, and kind of making endless combinations. By switching up the type of vest and the type of accessories that I'm adding, I feel like I can go from a vintage 70s vibe to a more Western vibe to something a bit more edgy, or something that feels actually quite modern and trendy. And of course, if you don't have a vest, or if you don't have many vests, but you want to do something similar, you can always reach for just a sleeveless top in your wardrobe and create the same effect. Okay, I did style a version of this last fall, but I gotta tell you, this was the most popular response on my Instagram poll. So many of you told me that a graphic tee and maxi skirt was going to be a go-to fall recipe for you, so I knew I had to update mine for this year. This is how I've been wearing it lately, in a more fitted silhouette with a cropped graphic tee, especially in black, and then adding a more fitted kind of slinky maxi skirt, a fun bold bag, and a denim jacket. Of course, with the lug sole boot, bringing in sort of that like edgy and goth aesthetic that I've been leaning toward. Another great Instagram suggestion, this one from my friend Jill, who has been pairing her graphic tees with a more formal style maxi skirt. And I actually had picked up this one secondhand with this exact look in mind. So thank you for the suggestion, Jill, and clearly we are a hive mind. I think especially with this last recipe, but really with the whole process of making this video, it's shown me that you don't need to completely update your wardrobe for the season. You can make simple adjustments to the aesthetic, the silhouette. Think of novel combinations of what you already have. Build around your basics and favorite statement pieces and accessories, and get inspired from the people around you and on social media without buying anything new. So it can be a labor of love, but I hope you have fun with it.
Well, that's everything I have for you today. Thank you for joining me for these 10 fall outfit recipes. I hope you got inspired and maybe you'll cook up some of your own from what you saw today. Please talk about it in the comments. Let us know what outfit recipes are going to be your personal go-to, or how you might modify some of the ones that you saw in the video. And if you need even more inspiration, I actually just rewatched last year's video and I still really like a lot of the outfits that I put together for that one. So feel free to click over if you want to go rewatch that video. And I've got 10 more outfit ideas for you in there. Thanks again for being here. Have fun with this. I'll talk to you all soon in the comments and back next week for a new video.